Hey guys, it's Clint again here with CrossStar Reptiles, and today we're going to be feeding some of our juvenile Ackie Monitors. Probably not supposed to have favorites, but honestly, these guys are probably my favorites. So I hope they're already active here, so hope you enjoy. See if we can get you over here to see see them. There's one. Others back there on that log, one of them. And they actually have two 4-foot by 3.5-foot by 2.5-foot enclosures, and they're connected by a breezeway back there, and so I can actually close those off if I need to do something in one of their enclosures. So let's see if they are ready to eat here. These guys are monitor lizards, and they're known to have pretty voracious appetites. There we go. Right behind the leaf there. There she is. I'm feeding crickets today. Let's see if we can go over here to this enclosure. Oh, came off the tongs. So I do just add the crickets in at times for them to eat. But I like to do the tong feeding because it's a way that we can bond, and for lack of a better word, to kind of help tame. And they start to recognize that hey, this is the one that brings me food. This is the one that's bringing me my dinner here. Here we go. I don't know that you can ever call a wild animal tame, even if they are bred in captivity. Mine were. They're not wild caught. They're captive born and raised. Here we go. They are part of the Varanid family. And Varanids are all of your monitor lizards. Including dwarf species like these, like the Ackie Monitor. All the way up to the largest known lizard species in the world, the Komodo dragon. They're Varanids as well. And, for years it was thought that the Komodo dragon had a bacteria in its mouth that caused the animals that it would hunt, the prey that it would bite, to die from that bacteria. But recent research has found that actually all varanids, all monitor lizards, have a primitive venom gland similar to that of like the western hognose snake. Western hognose snakes are considered rear fang venomous. Their venom is medically insignificant to humans. And so varanids have also this Duvernay's gland is what it's called. And that gland does produce a venom. And so most of the monitor lizards, their venom is medically insignificant to humans. Like the Ackie Monitors, it's only, to my knowledge, known to cause something like an anticoagulant venom. It's not, again, not medically significant to humans. Now, like the Komodo dragons would be. It's known to take down very large prey in its natural habitat. But, just something interesting. We always thought for years that the only two species of venomous lizard were the Gila monster and the Mexican beaded lizard. But now we know that all varanids, all monitor lizards, from the smallest dwarf monitors up into the Komodo dragon, and that includes your Asian water monitors or parentes, savanna monitors, Argus monitors, all of those varanids, we do know now that they have a venom gland. But most of it is just not medically significant to humans. But these guys, these are my favorite. They're highly intelligent lizards. If you're looking for a monitor lizard, if you're like me, I was always fascinated by the Komodo dragon. But you can't legally own a Komodo dragon. Even if you could, it's probably not a good idea. To own a lizard that would, that could potentially eat you. But if you want something that has the intelligence of a monitor lizard that still has that same look of a monitor lizard, it's basically a little dinosaur, then the Ackie Monitor may be a great choice. These are super, super intelligent lizards. They do require some specialized care. They need very large enclosures. They need a lot of substrate to burrow. These guys like to make burrows to hide in. In the wild, they would make those burrows to escape the heat. So these guys have about 14 to 15 inches of substrate here that they can burrow in. They also need a very hot basking site. And so I use a mercury vapor bulb that gives them UVB and a high basking temperature. Their basking site here for juveniles is 130 degrees. And as adults, it can go up to about 160 degrees. And so they need that to be able to digest their food. And so I have this Retez stack here that allows them to have multiple basking temperatures, basking zones. And so also have some plants, some hides and things like that, places they can climb. They need large enclosures. Again, overall, this enclosure is 8 by 3.5 by 2.5. It's just split up so they can go between the two. So, even being a small monitor species, they still require a lot of space. And again, that high basking site. Now, their ambient temperature, between 80 and 90 degrees on the warm side, and then a cool side, around 80 to 75, 80 degrees. And then a lot of substrate so they can burrow in. Humidity doesn't have to be real high as far as the ambient humidity. But they found in the wild, and there's a video called Ackies in the Wild that Dave Kaufman did, that in their burrows, their humidity can go up to like 90%. So you need to make sure that you have a substrate that can hold burrows and that can also provide them with high humidity. So just something to keep in mind if you are looking at getting an Ackie Monitor. And again, these are my favorite. I love these guys. They're super intelligent, super interactive, super social. And hopefully as they grow, we will be raising and producing some of our own. I have 2 females and a male. And looking forward to bringing you a lot more content with our Ackie Monitors. Again, this is Clint with CrossStar Reptiles. God bless.